What's up, Grim Crew? Welcome back to the channel. I am D. I am the Grim Gamer. Welcome back to the channel for another video game collection update video. Got another 2 months of pickups that I'd like to show you, and it was a good 2 months. Was able to add several things to my collection. Something for a little bit of everything, I think. And not only that, I even started yet another console collection in the second month, which obviously I will get into. But yeah, it was a good couple months, and I added a lot. So we're just gonna jump right into it. So back in March, I was able to add 11 games to the collection, and then this last month, April, was able to add another 12 games to the collection. So with a bunch to cover, we'll jump right in, so hopefully this doesn't go too long. So in the month of March, first thing that I picked up I'm very excited about, because this was a game that I had played when I was younger, but I had forgotten all about. Completely forgotten about it. And when I was with my cousin at the Detroit Retro Game Show, which there is that video that you can watch when we went there, that retro game hunting video, he picked up a game for the Sega Genesis, and he's like, I remember playing this at your mom and dad's house when I was a kid. And so, the sweet and sour aside, there's a whole thing to that. But once we got it back to my house, we cleaned it up a little bit, and we threw it in the system, and we fired it up, and instantaneously, like, I know this game, and I knew right then and there I had to have a copy of it. So on eBay, I was able to find this, and I decided to pick it up. I couldn't really find just a loose copy of this, though. There were a couple, but they were pretty beat up. So instead, and I like complete in box stuff anyways, I found one complete in box. So again, on the Sega Genesis, we've got Burning Force, and this one is basically a shoot 'em up game. It's a space shoot 'em up game. I've seen this compared to what was it? There's another one. I think it might have even been on the Master System, but you can actually see on the screenshots here basically what Burning Force is all about. But it's not easy. It's kind of a difficult game. I recently did a one-off stream of this. It is on the channel. You can watch that here if you'd like and check this game out. Again, this one is complete in the tabs a little loose. Anyway, it is complete in box. Let me hold that there. This one was kind of neat because on the back of the cartridge here, and I like seeing this some of the time, you know, unless it's big and gaudy and just really ruins things, but this one's got a little sticker on the back from Roadrunner Discount Video. So this cartridge was in Indianapolis, Indiana at one point. I don't know if this place still exists or not. I meant to look it up and see. I kind of doubt that they'd still be around. But, you know, kind of gives me a little idea of where this has been. The only problem, and I didn't know this when I bought it, when I saw it on eBay, it's got these stickers on the front. The problem is it's on the box art itself. It's not on the plastic in the front. And looking at the pictures of it on eBay, it looked as though it was on the front and I could have gotten them off. But no, it's on the box art, unfortunately, so I'll just leave them on there. I don't want to, like, possibly tear the box art, but either way, very happy to have this. It brought back a memory that I didn't know that I had, and I'm very, very excited to have this. Not only have it, but to have it complete in box, and overall in pretty decent shape. Got this one for $53 even. So, kind of an expensive one to start out this 2 months, but I get a little bit better as I go. Next, also off of eBay, my brother and I had been discussing the TV show Spartacus. Let me know in the comments if you all know Spartacus. But big fans of the show. And we've had several conversations like, man, I wish there was some kind of gladiator game. You know, and I've tried ones like, what was it, Gladiator Sword of Vengeance, and it's not what I would think of a gladiator game. And so in doing some research and stuff, I came across this, and I haven't played it yet, but I picked up a copy finally, and this is another one of those ones that are getting pricey these days. There's a PS2 game also, and I think this one, I'm not sure if this one actually may be a prequel to the one on the PS2, which I also don't have, but that one's also pricey. On the PSP, Gladiator Begins. This one looks like you could, actually build up, you could create your own gladiator, and then you can train him, actually compete in the games. Looks like it's got a whole story to it. So it's like, okay, this is kind of what my brother and I have been talking about. So I'm very interested to see what this game is like. This is also complete in box. So, yeah, I don't know if it's going to be any good or not, but hopefully it is good, and it's going to scratch that itch for a gladiator game that that I've had since I've been talking to my brother about it. So there we have that one. This one, tax, shipping, and all, this one cost me $49.82. So there is that. From there, I stopped at a game store just as the wife and I were out and about one day. One I had been to before. I think I may have covered them in one of the retro game hunting videos, Destiny Games. And when I went in there, I found two more that were on my list that I'm happy to add. Next up on the Nintendo 64, we've got Diddy Kong Racing. I like kart racers, and I've been trying to add some other kart racers to my list. Obviously everybody knows Mario Kart. I'm sure a lot of people know Diddy Kong Racing also. But lately I've been feeling like, there's so many kart racers that are out there, and some of them maybe not very obscure, but ones that are not very well known. I'm not talking about this one. I'm just saying in general that at some point I'd like to collect a good handful of kart racers and really just, compare them. So I feel like, well, if I'm going to get a bunch of these different kart racers, I got to have Diddy Kong Racing. So I found it there at Destiny Games. This one was $31.79. So we now have that. So I'm excited for that. Also, Destiny Games, adding to a collection that I've been trying to, I guess, complete, so to speak. There may be one or two in the series that I might not get. I don't know, but for the most part, I'm trying to get almost all of these games, and they're ones that I grew up with, that I got away from for quite some time that I wanted to return to. In order to do that, I had to pick up some of the newer ones. So on the PlayStation 4, Tekken 7. Absolutely love Tekken, and this is one step closer to adding all of the Tekken games to my collection. I've only played this one for a minute or two, just to make sure that, it was going to work. And so, obviously there's no manual, but, so, now with Tekken 7, one step closer to adding all the Tekkens to the collection. So, pretty happy about that. That was all at Destiny Games that time. After that, the next several of these I picked up also in a retro game hunting video, once again with my cousin Crazy Squirrel, and we went to the Ann Arbor Game Fest. A small, not even like a full-on convention or anything. It was more, I feel like a gamer swap meet kind of thing. It was very small, but a lot of people showed up, so it was very cramped. But I found some good stuff that I'm happy to have in my collection. If you want to check out that video, again, that is also here on the channel. You can watch that if you'd like. First thing that I grabbed is one that I've seen and heard the name of several times, but I don't really know much about it. I don't know if it's any good, but wanting to expand this particular collection, I thought, you know what, hell, I'll give it a shot. So I added it to my list, and I was able to find it there. On the original PlayStation, we've got Darkstone. My cousin, Crazy Squirrel, was telling me that he thought it's pretty decent, so I thought, well, you know, I've been thinking about getting it anyways, so what the hell, I'll give it a try. Obviously, with these jewel cases, you can tell that the manual's there, right? But, you know, just to show, complete in box. This one was only $10. So I'm like, again, I don't know if it's any good. It might suck, but I mean, so I'd be out $10 if it's not any good. I mean, that's fine. I'll be willing to give it a shot for that. So we've got Darkstone on the PS1. After that, another one on the original PlayStation. This is one that my brother and I had as kids. And this is also another series that I'm trying to collect all of them. Just discovered recently that there's one that I probably won't be able to get because it's extremely expensive and it's for a console I don't have, but needless to say, I'm trying to get as many of these as I can. So on the original PlayStation, Road Rash Jailbreak. And this, unfortunately, is, I think, the last official Road Rash we ever got. And I don't necessarily recall this one being that good. The main thing about this is that it was two-player, so my brother and I could play it together because they introduced sidecars. If I can get, you know, where there's not a glare, but, you know, one player could be driving the bike, the other could be in the sidecar, and you can just go to town. So, I've been thinking about this one for quite some time, and I'm trying to get as many of the Road Rash games as I can. I really enjoy Road Rash still to this day, and so it's, well, if I'm going to get all of these, I need Road Rash Jailbreak, and it also helps that it's one that I had as a kid, so, you know, that nostalgia factor, you know, complete. This one ran me $14 even, so, again, even if I go back to it, because I haven't played it yet since I've gotten it, but it's like, well, even if it's, again, I don't even remember and recall it being that great, but it's like, well, if it really is terrible, I mean, it's $14. I mean, it's not overly expensive, so there we have that. Next up, three of them that I'm very, very happy and excited to have in my collection now. Two of these games I had as a kid, and these are one more collection that I'm basically trying to complete, and another addition to a collection that I've already mentioned. But first up, on the original PlayStation, the very first Twisted Metal. And when I was a kid, I had several of these, and I loved Twisted Metal, particularly the second one. But I'm trying to add as many of these as I can now. And I'm very happy to have this one back in my collection. This is one that I did have when I was younger. Unfortunately, it is the greatest hits. I prefer to have the black label, but I think the black label is very expensive now, or at least pretty expensive. And then there was the long box. I would love to have long box of the original Twisted Metal, but this is one of them things, like, you know what, just to have a copy of it, I'm happy, you know. So this is the greatest hits, obviously complete. But one step closer to completing the Twisted Metal series as far as my collection goes. This one was $35. So little on the pricier end, but some of the Twisted Metals are getting quite pricey these days. Something I will talk about here again in a little bit. Next up, once again on the original PlayStation, mostly what I got from that game show was for the original PlayStation. Once again, another one added to the collection of games that I've been trying to complete. One of my all-time favorite fighting series. We got the original Tekken. Once again, I would love to have a black label or the long box, but, you know, prices and all that, and just availability. This one was there. and it's in pretty decent shape. It actually even still has some of the original tape on the top from when it was sealed. I know that doesn't really matter, but just like, I would normally have torn all of that off. Why is that still there? Anyway, just a couple little scuffs, but overall not that bad. Course complete. This one ran me $28 even. So happy to have this one in my collection now, and I believe it was after that that completes the trilogy on the PS1. So now I got 1, 2, and 3. So happy to have this in my collection once again. This is another one I had as a kid. I may have mentioned that, but I'm happy to have it in my collection again now. I'm very happy about that. The final game I got from that show, I'm excited to have, because, and speaking of kart racers, like I was talking about a few minutes ago, this is on the Nintendo GameCube. This has been on my list for a good while. This is Mario Kart Double Dash. And this one was, let's see here, yeah, the most expensive one that I bought all month long. And, you know, but it's Mario Kart Double Dash on the GameCube. It's going to be, right? So this one, complete in box. Very happy about that. The case, I wish, was in a little bit better shape, but at this point, just to have a copy of it, I almost really can't complain. You know, but this is what? According to this, like a 23-year-old game now. So, I mean, it just is what it is. But I am happy to have it. You know, again, Mario Kart's iconic, and the fact that the whole double dash mechanic, or the, you know, the double drivers, the one driver, one in the back, I feel like that's very interesting, and I believe, I'm not like a huge Mario Kart fan, but I believe it's the only game in the series that ever did that. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm happy to have this in my collection now. This one cost me $60 even, so very happy to have that. And added a Nintendo GameCube game to the collection. A pretty heavy hitter as far as I'm concerned in the games that I would like to have in my collection. So after that, the next one I picked up, not that big a deal. Not all that impressive or exciting. But I have the first one, and I thought to myself, well, I have the first one, I might as well have the second one. And I've also gone back, and I started re-watching this entire show, because it's on Amazon Prime, I think. And just one that I watched when I was younger, getting back into the actual series, have the first game. I might as well have the second one in my collection, too. On the PS2, American Chopper 2 Full Throttle. This also complete in box, and one of the main reasons that I picked it up is because of how cheap it was. Complete in box, got this off of eBay, tax, shipping, and all, $6.04. Doesn't really say much as far as how good this possibly is, and even the first one, it's not great, but for as cheap as it is, you know what? Maybe with a sequel, maybe they improved on it. If they improved just a couple things from the original, I think it's got potential. It's just, it wasn't there. So I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that this one would be better than the first and actually be kind of fun. So either way, there we have that on the PS2. And finally, the last thing that I got this month, excuse me, pardon me for a moment, and I'm dropping stuff. Hold on. All right. Crisis averted. The last thing that I got in the month of March was basically a gift to me. So I had mentioned during the unboxing of this, which I'll obviously, once you see it, there is a full unboxing of this so you can see everything that's inside. But where I work, they do this thing that depending on how many years of service you have there, they give you like this dinner that you can go to, and they give you a gift. Well, they changed the way that they did up the gifts this year, and essentially they set up a website that was linked to Amazon. And depending on how many years of service that you had, because they do every 5, 10, 15, every 5 years. So it's not like I'm going to get to do this every year. But depending on how many points you get, you can go on this website. This website was linked to Amazon, and you could spend those points basically however you wished. So, long story short, I realized that I could get games off of this site, and I'm like, well, how far can I take this? And I looked up something specific that I would have liked. It was on there, and it was also at a discounted price, so it didn't even cost me all my points. So, I was able to add this to my collection on the PlayStation 5, the Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater Collector's Edition. Now, I know that there's, I guess, some controversy, and there were some complaints about this when it came out for reasons that I think are kind of silly. That's a whole nother discussion for another day. I also talked about that in that other video. So again, there is a full unboxing video of this on the channel where I show you everything that's inside, so I'm not going to tear it all out now. Besides, most of it's over here up on this shelf anyhow. There's also a full-length playthrough that I did of this. That's also on this channel. You can check that out if you would like. But again, this was a work gift that I got, and so this cost me nothing. This was free for me, with the exception of 15 years out of my life. So, super happy to be able to add a collector's edition like this to my collection, and basically starting to really build up my Metal Gear Solid collection also for nothing. So, I mean, you can't go wrong with free, right? So, very happy to have that in my collection now. Pretty awesome. So with that was the last thing that I got in the month of March. So adding everything together, that comes out to $304.60. So a good amount spent would have went up quite a bit more if I would have actually had to pay for this, but I got a lot of cool things, a lot of things that I'm happy about that I got to add to the collection that month, and it got pretty good the following month as well. So now we're going to go over what I got in the month of April. So continuing on with the gifts that I got basically from my job. Again, the Delta Collector's Edition didn't cost me all my points. I still had points left to spend. So I was able to actually even do a pre-order with some of my remaining points, and once it released, they sent it right to my front door. So on the PlayStation 5 Starfield, the Premium Edition, again, I paid nothing. Absolute zero. And so I don't know if I'll be able to get into this or not. I've seen my brother play it a bit. I believe he played on PC. My PC, even though it does what I need it to do, not decent enough to play a game such as this. And I wasn't going to buy a newer Xbox. I never thought I'd get a chance to play this, but finally on the PS5, it's a thing now. And the fact that I paid nothing, I'm very happy about. This one has the DLCs and everything apparently included. I don't know if I'll be able to really get into this one. I'm not a huge fan of space games. Anything space related, just not really my thing. And I recently played The Outer Worlds 2. Actually, that was a couple months ago, and even that was kind of hard for me to get into. So I don't know if I'm really going to get into this or not. But it was free, so regardless, if I don't like it, I can't be that disappointed, I suppose. So there we go. Starfield Premium Edition on the PS5. I'm at least excited to have that. So we'll check that out at some point. After that, was able to do another retro game hunting video, this time with my brother, Suave Beardson. Links to his things in the description box below. But we went around to 3 different locations searching for retro games, even some modern games, and picked up a few things during that little trip. So the first place we went was a place called Your Media Exchange. And sort of struck out on anything that was on my list that I wanted. So I decided to just pick one up that I thought looked like it might be interesting, and I'll at least give it a try. So on the original PlayStation, we got Crusaders of Might and Magic. Again, I know nothing about this, but according to the back and the screenshots, it looks like it could be interesting, if nothing else. So I'm at least willing to give it a try. Obviously complete. This one ran me $12.84. So again, if it's not great, it's not like I paid much for it. So at least willing to give it a try either way. After that, we went to a disc replay that is in that same area, and they had only opened a month or two prior to that visit. So I just wanted to see what they had, and was able to knock two more games off of my list. First up, one that I've never played, but was introduced to by a cousin of mine many years ago, and I just never got around to ever giving it a shot, never playing it, but one of those cult classics. On the Nintendo 64, we've got Duke Nukem 64. Again, a first-person shooter, which some I like, some I don't. I don't know if I'll like this or not. Given the time of its release, and screenshots and video that I have seen, it looks very rough. Some may disagree, but I don't know if this is something that I'm going to be able to get into or not. I have no idea, but I at least wanted to give it a shot. It's been on my list for a while, and so I finally have it in my collection now. This one ran me $37.32. But I have that. At some point, we'll do like a one-off stream or something, maybe of this, and we'll at least check it out. Up next, I think probably my best find in those or in these 2 months. As far as price-wise, maybe with the exception of the gifts that I got that I had already mentioned, this was a pretty big deal, pretty big, massive, good find for me, I feel like, especially for the price. At that disc replay on the original PlayStation, and another one for a collection I'm trying to complete, Twisted Metal Small Brawl. And this one is definitely going up in price these days. I think it's around $60-$70. People on eBay I've been seeing trying to sell it for $80, $90, I think even $100 on a couple occasions. This one, when I originally bought it from that store, it didn't have the manual. And that may be part of why I got it for the price that I did. So even though it didn't have the manual, and I don't like doing that, I picked it up anyways because I got it for $27.31. And I then was able to find on eBay that's my receipt, but I was able to find a manual for it. Paid a few dollars for it. Was another, I don't know, $15-$20 or something. So overall, this one still cost me, $40 or something like that. But compared to what people are trying to sell them on eBay for, complete in box of this game, I think it was a pretty solid deal. Even without the manual, $27 really, that wasn't really bad at all. So I'm very happy to have this is one of the Twisted Metals, one of the few Twisted Metals that when I was younger I did not own. So I'm happy to have this in my collection now, even though I heard that it's not that great necessarily. I hear that it's pretty rough, and I think this one even came out after the PS2 was already out, so the fact that this was released on the PS1, little puzzling. But either way, I have it in my collection now. I'm going to move on from that. But I'm just very happy to have that and find it for the price that I did. Up next, we went to a third location that day. It was Secret Level. And it was voted on an online poll that I saw that it was like the best retro game shop in that area, and there are many of them. So I just had to check it out. So I found another 3 games for my collection there. And first up, on the original Xbox, we've got Enclave. And this is another one that just looks like it could be interesting. I saw this in a video of like some like hidden gem type Xbox games, a video on YouTube that I had seen, and again, looked interesting and hadn't found it anywhere. Been on my list for a little while ever since I bought my Xbox and just couldn't find it anywhere. They happen to have a copy, and they also had it complete in box. Also, with the hint book also still intact with it. So I think I said it in that game hunting video. This one, it's complete, and I'm very happy about that. So we have this in the collection now. Again, I'll at least maybe do a one-off of this just to give it a shot, a one-off stream of this at some point. We'll check it out. This one ran me $16.78. So I know that I can get like a HD like remaster or something of this like on PS5. I thought about getting that, but I'm like, nah, I want to try original hardware Enclave and see what that's all about. Next up, one I'm very, very happy to have in my collection now, and it's something that nobody is probably going to care about but me. My brother was pretty excited to see it too, because this is another one from our childhood, and this is an exact version of it that we personally didn't own as kids. This was one of my dad's games, but we played this half to death. And I specifically wanted this version for a long time. And I finally found one, and I got it at a pretty decent price, I think. So on the original PlayStation, ESPN Extreme Games. And this, obviously, the long box version. This one is complete in box, so the only thing it's missing is the little foam square. Not a big deal. This is the exact version that Dad owned when we were kids. And to have this now, it's one of them things, just looking at it just takes me back. You know what I mean? And so I'm very happy to have this. We'll probably do a one-off of this at some point also, just for funsies. But I've been searching for one of these for quite some time, and either the box is trashed, or the manual's missing, or it's just, you know, a mess. So I can get a greatest hits version of this, but by then the ESPN license, from what I understand, had lapsed. So it's just called 1 Extreme. There was a sequel called 2 Extreme and so on, but this was the version that we played as kids. This is the one Dad had. This is the one I wanted. I finally have one, and I'm happy to have that in my collection now. Up next, one that I'm very happy to have. I had this in my collection already, but I didn't have it complete, and this is one of my top 5 favorite games of all time. I have loved this game since I was a kid, and I felt that if there was any games that deserve to be complete in box in the collection, it's this one. And I found this also at Secret Level. This is on the Sega Genesis. This is Kid Chameleon. And this one is complete. Hang tab still intact. And what I liked about what they had there, not only is it in very nice shape, hang tab still included, but they even still packaged the cartridge and the manual separately to really keep things very, very nice. This is also a strange variant of the cover for me. I don't see this one all that often. When I do, it's normally got the Mega Drive logo on the top. So give me just a moment, and for comparison, the one that I had in my collection already at this point is this version. So a completely different box art for this. And again, the only reason I was looking for that is because this one was missing the manual, and the case is in pretty rough shape. And again, I felt, this one absolutely deserves to be in my collection. It's in extremely nice shape. I am so happy to have this. This one cost $32.99, but to me, worth every single penny. It's one of the nicest box Genesis games that I have, and I'm so happy that it's this one. I absolutely love Kid Chameleon. Always have, always will have a special place in my heart. So very, very happy to have that. At the end of that video, and after we got out of secret level, my brother, Suave Beardson, he had bought like this mystery package of like 5 PS4 games for like $20 or something. He opened it up in that video, and one of the games that he got, he already owned, and he decided to give to me. So as a gift, and now also in my collection on the PS4, Horizon Zero Dawn. So shout out to my brother Suave Beardson for hooking me up with this copy of the game. I've seen a playthrough of it. Wasn't sure if it was ever something that I'd really pick up for myself, but now that I have it, I at least got to give it a try then. So yeah, didn't pay anything. It was a gift from my brother. It means a lot to me. Very much appreciated. Horizon Zero Dawn now also in the collection. So after going to secret level, I was extremely impressed. They had a lot of things in there that I really would have liked, and a lot of things that I would like to have added to the collection. They had a console in there that I really wanted to add to my collection, and I've wanted one for quite some time. I went back down there the following week. The console was already gone. So in 1 week's time, the console was missing. However, they had something else that I did decide to pick up, and it's going to allow me to start collecting for yet another console. So as basically an add-on or a converter for the Sega Genesis, I got the Master System Power Base Converter. And so this will allow me to play Master System games, not only the cartridge games, but the card games also as well. This was an officially licensed add-on for or converter for the Genesis. So now I can get and play Master System games. This ran me $118.84. Easily the most expensive thing that I got in both of these months. So that drove up how much I spent quite a bit. But now that I do have this, I can expand my collection with yet another console collection. So, pretty excited for what this is going to lead to as far as what games I'm not only going to be able to discover, but other ones that I barely remember as a kid. And as I've been looking into the Master System, ones that, again, memories, didn't know what I had, and seeing them and going, I remember that. I remember that so vividly now. I got to have that and add it back to my collection. Now I have a way to play them. The nice thing about this, too, is even though I would like to just have the actual Master System console, I'm kind of running out of space for my consoles. So if I expand the consoles, I'll have to find somewhere else to start putting them. But this allows me to play the Master System games without having to find another place for another console. So happy to have that. And since I bought that, well, of course, I had to have a couple games, right? So while I was there at Secret Level, at the same time I bought that, I picked up two Master System games. First up, a cheapie, but again, just starting the collection, we've got World Grand Prix. And this one is complete in box. And this one, again, a cheapie. This one only ran me $18.85 complete in box. This one was not necessarily one that was on my list. I started putting a list together, way before buying this converter, just because of discovering or rediscovering some of these games. But they didn't have a couple of the ones that I was hoping that they would have, and a couple others I wanted, but they weren't necessarily in the condition that I wanted. So I wanted to pick up a couple while I was there. This was there, and I figure, well, you can't go wrong with a racing game. So decided to pick up World Grand Prix. So that is in the collection. And second, and the only other one I have as of right now, because this recently happened, one that I do remember from when I was a kid, and I vaguely remember playing, Choplifter. And this one also is complete in box, so that makes me very happy. This also, actually, World Grand Prix might have it also, but it even has a game catalog inside, so you can see what was being released in 1986. So, you know, that's pretty neat. So, again, this one was one of the ones that was on my list, and when I first got the converter and these two games home, I played them both for maybe about 10 minutes just to make sure that they would work, right? And everything was going to work just fine. And Choplifter, yes, I remember it, but yes, it is difficult. I couldn't get very far. So at one of these days, also may do some one-offs of these old school Master System games. But happy to have this in my collection. Oh, this one ran me $23.84. So also not a very expensive one. That does seem to be sort of the nice thing about the Master System. There are a couple games that I would like that are a little pricier these days, but there's not very many that I'm seeing that are outrageously priced. There are several that are on my list that are pretty reasonable these days. So it's something that I feel like I'm going to be able to collect for that's not really going to break my bank. So I'm very excited to see what else I can find on the Master System and relive some even older childhood memories. But now we're starting yet another collection, like I needed another one. Either way, I got two more games to go over, and that will round this out. When I went to the dinner that work through for us, after I left there, you know, I was like feeling pretty good. And this was after I bought the Master System stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'm right near a game store. I'm going to run in there and see if I can add even more Master System games to my collection since it's brand new to me. Unfortunately, they didn't have any that I wanted. Their Master System collection was pretty slim, so I struck out as far as that goes. But the place that I went to was Game Pawn, and you've seen me go there also in one of my retro game hunting videos. But I did find two other games on my list that I've been looking for quite some time, and this one here, this next one, is one, if I remember correctly, might have to fact check this, but I believe was, I think, a launch title for the PS3, and yet still so difficult for me to find. It's been on my list for months and months, and I've been to a lot of places and never could find it, and I have no idea why. I don't know if that's one of these hidden gem games or something. I don't think so. It's not expensive, but I finally found it, and I decided to pick it up. So on the PlayStation 3, Untold Legends Dark Kingdom. This looks... I picked this up because on the PSP I picked up another Untold Legends game, and it looked like a top-down, like dungeon crawler type game, like kind of like Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance on the PS2. It was one of my favorite PS2 games. And I don't know if this is going to be like that or not, and I haven't even played the other one. I probably should have played the other one first before picking this up, but I just decided to add a couple of these Untold Legends games to my list, and I finally found it and decided to pick it up while I was there. So, complete in box, and again, not expensive. This one ran me $12.07. So, again, if it's not that great, I didn't pay that much for it. Not really that big of a deal. So, I do have that now, and I got a couple Untold Legends games that I need to get to. And the final game that I picked up this last month, another one in the realm of Twisted Metal. This is another one that I had when I was a kid, because I was all into these types of games back then. And this is another one I've been looking for a while, and that I'm happy to re-add to my collection. On the original PlayStation, we've got Vigilante 8. This one, obviously, you see the manual, duh, but it's complete. This one ran me $26.07. Not as good as Twisted Metal from what I remember, but in the same genre with the car combat, and I still remember, you know, having a lot of fun with this when I was a kid, and have been wanting to add this back to my collection for quite some time. Finally found one there, decided to pick it up, and very happy to have it once again. So, that was everything. I know this was a bit lengthy, but all in all, with everything that I purchased in the month of April, with a couple of gifts, and the nice finds, adding the converter, all of that stuff, the total comes out to $340.09. Again, with most of that coming from the converter, but it's going to open up a whole nother set of games, whole nother console of games for me. Let's see here. So all together, that comes out with the 2 months combined. I spent way too much in these 2 months. $644.69. So, yeah, it was a lot. It would have been even a lot more if it weren't for some of these being gifts. And a couple of these being pretty decent deals. I feel like overall with some of these I did pretty decent. And luckily I've been working a bunch of overtime again. So I was able to do these things. I'm very happy with these last 2 months of picks up. Added a lot of things to my collection that have been on my list for a while. A lot of things that were from my childhood. And a lot of games that I'm just interested to try and play for the first time. So, but that was everything. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite game that I picked up over these last 2 months would be. And let me know also any of these games, if I haven't done them on the streams yet, if you'd like to see them on the streams and check them out with me, just let me know. And if you like this video, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, so you don't miss out on any other gaming content coming to the channel. Whether it's the collection updates like this, whether it's the retro game hunting videos, the live stream replays, or just whatever it is that I decide to do. So that being said, that's it for this video. I am D, I am the Grim Gamer, and I'll catch y'all next time.